So I wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit about some of the building science. Talk a little bit more about some of the building science that we are concerned about on the Squamish project with regards to the vapor barrier that we're going to be installing, or the building wrap, which acts as an air and a vapor barrier. So I want to do a little picture and see if we can work our way through understanding exactly what we're doing. So down here we have our ground. And I want to come up. So far we've put down our concrete footings. That footing. We have put in a layer of peel and stick. Okay, and that peel and stick is going to stop any of the moisture from getting up through that. It's going to stop it right there. Before we put in that layer of insulation, we're going to do another layer of waterproof membrane. So now, any of this moisture or radon that works its way through the gravel, it's going to get stopped here. This is our SIP panel. So the SIP panel acts as a vapor barrier itself. Specified that before we put on the floor joists for the next floor, we had to staple on basically a sheet of the new Intelio building wrap that we have, which is similar to Gore-Tex, I think, in that it allows air through but not water. So it acts as a vapor barrier, and we just left it hanging down. Before we put the next floor on, we wrap this back up on the inside, and then we laid our plates down for the next SIP. Once we brought it back, once we put the second level SIP on, we folded it back up on the inside. And that process is going to get repeated. So here we're making sure that there's a continuous vapor barrier all the way from underneath, up, through the joist space, and around. Now the thing that I'm curious about for this is after we're done this whole thing, we're going to add building wrap to the outside of the building that comes all the way down. And so that is going to be our primary vapor barrier. SIP, and this basically this vapor barrier going around here is, I think, our secondary. The inside SIP is our tertiary. One thing I'm curious about, however, is we have one spot where we have a cantilevered section where the floor joist comes out. So if you can imagine, these joists are stacked kind of an oblique view here. And so in that instance, we have taken this building wrap and gone up around and inside like this. And what we found has actually happened is before the building has been completed, before we have the roof on, we have some ingress of water that's come down while it rained and is actually pooling in this area under here. And so since then we've put in some holes for relief, and the water's come out and dried out. But it makes me a little bit curious, if you're making if you're starting to make a building that has this many levels of vapor tightness, what happens if and when water gets in between those? There's no real way for your wood to have any air circulation to dry out. And so that's a little bit troubling, because I guess it's just the potential for rot and mold inside your house. That being said, if anybody who's watching this has any feedback or any ideas that they'd like to share, I'm very interested in hearing opinions from industry pros or somebody who just has an opinion on the matter, because it'd be nice to try and figure this one out. So yeah, just leave a message in the comment section, and don't forget to click like and subscribe, because you can see the rest of the project that way.